Most people think that growth happening in Westfield, Indiana right now is just hype. It's not hype, it's math. And if you're thinking about building a new construction home here, understanding that math could mean the difference between building equity right away or overpaying without realizing it. Hi, I'm Greg Bashenow. I specialize in new construction homes in Westfield, Zionsville, and throughout Hamilton County, Indiana. My background is in finance, so when I help buyers evaluate new construction, I approach it less like a sales process and more like a financial decision. Today, I want to walk you through why Westfield is exploding with new construction right now, what's actually driving the growth, and most importantly, what buyers need to understand before deciding whether a new home here makes sense for them. Because Westfield isn't just growing randomly, there are very specific reasons builders are investing heavily in this area. And once you understand those reasons, the entire market starts to make a lot more sense. Let's start with the first reason Westfield is growing so quickly, and that's simple geography. Westfield sits directly north of Carmel, which for years has been one of the most desirable suburbs in the entire Indianapolis metro area. Carmel developed first, and as Carmel matured and land made more limited and more expensive, development naturally started pushing north. What we're seeing now is a continuation of that expansion. Buyers who once focused exclusively on Carmel are increasingly looking at Westfield because it offers newer homes, larger communities, and often more land at a price point that still feels reasonable compared to what Carmel has become. Westfield also benefits from entirely strong infrastructure. US 31 makes commuting relatively easy to downtown Carmel, Indianapolis, and growing employment corridors throughout Hamilton County. And when you combine infrastructure, strong schools, continued job growth in the northern suburbs, builders see something very important. They see long-term demand. Builders don't buy hundreds of lots on speculation. They acquire land years in advance. They plan developments that will take 5, 10, sometimes even 15 years to fully build out. So when you see large new communities opening in Westfield, what you're really seeing is a long-term bet that this area will continue attracting buyers well into the future. The second major driver of Westfield's growth is something that many buyers don't think about until they're already deep into the building process. And that's how builders actually structure new construction communities. When a builder develops a neighborhood, they typically release home sites in phases. Phase 1 opens with a certain number of lots. As those homes begin selling, the builder releases the next phase, then another, and another. Each time a new phase opens, pricing often increases. I've seen neighborhoods where base prices increase $20,000, $30,000, sometimes even $50,000 over the life of the development. That doesn't mean the house changed, it means demand increased. And this is one of the reasons new construction can sometimes create equity more quickly than people expect. Buyers who enter early into a development often benefit from the appreciation created as a neighborhood fills in and later phases are released at higher prices. But understanding that timing requires looking at the build process strategically rather than emotionally. That's where a lot of buyers get caught off guard. Many people assume the base price advertised by a builder is the final cost of the home. In reality, that base price is just the starting point. Most buyers will also pay for lot premiums, structural upgrades, design center selections, landscaping, and various other options. Depending on the builder and the community, those upgrades can add anywhere from $50,000 to well over $100,000 to the price of the home. That's why evaluating new construction requires looking beyond the model and understanding the full cost structure. Another reason Westfield continues to attract new construction is lifestyle. Communities being developed here are not just subdivision. Many of them are designed as lifestyle communities, walking trails, amenities like clubhouses, parks, golf, etc. These types of neighborhoods appeal strongly to buyers who want a newer home, but also want the social and recreational benefits that come with a thoughtfully planned community. Westfield has also invested heavily in its identity as a city focused on quality of life. Developments like Grand Park have brought national attention to the area, and continued investment in parks, trails, and local businesses has made the city increasingly attractive to families relocating from other states. And relocation is another major driver of new construction demand. A large number of buyers building homes in Westfield today are relocating from other parts of the country. Some are moving here for jobs. Others are moving from higher cost states and discovering that they can build a significantly larger home here for the same price that they would pay for a much smaller property elsewhere. For buyers relocating from coastal markets, building a home in the $600,000 to $1 million range in Westfield can feel remarkably affordable compared to that same budget would only buy in places like California, Washington, or the Northeast. But even for local buyers, the appeal of new construction is strong. A newly built home means modern floor plans, new mechanical systems, energy efficiency, and fewer immediate maintenance concerns. For many buyers, that predictability is extremely valuable. Instead of wondering when the roof will need replacing or how old the furnace might be, everything in the home starts new. That doesn't mean new construction is always the right choice, but it does explain why demand for it remains strong. Now, with all that growth and demand, it's important to step back and ask an important question. Who is new construction in Westfield actually being suited for? In my experience, the buyers who benefit the most from building here tend to fall into a few categories. First are corporate relocators who want a new home and don't want to compete in the resale market. Building gives them a predictable time frame and the ability to customize their home. Second are dual income professional households who want a long-term home that fits their lifestyle for the next 10 years or more. And third are buyers who approach housing decisions strategically and are thinking about long-term value rather than just the immediate purchase price. New construction can be a great option for those buyers, but it's important to approach the process carefully. Builder contracts are very different from traditional purchase agreements. Pricing structures can be complex. Upgrade decisions can have a significant impact on the final cost of the home, and not all builders operate the same way. Some builders specialize in high-volume production homes. Others build semi-custom homes with more flexibility. And a smaller group focus on fully custom homes designed from the ground up. Understanding those differences can dramatically affect both your experience during the build and the long-term value of the home you purchase. That's why one of the most important things buyers can do before committing to a new construction home is take the time to evaluate both the builder and the community carefully. Look at the builder's track record. Look at how previous phases of the neighborhood have performed. Pay attention to the pace of development and the types of homes being built around you. Those details can tell you a lot about where a neighborhood may be headed over the next 5 to 10 years. Westfield is growing quickly, but that growth is being driven by very real economic and demographic forces. For buyers who understand those forces and approach new construction thoughtfully, building a home in Westfield can be a very compelling option. But the key is understanding the process before you sign a contract. If you're considering building a home in Westfield, Zionsville, or anywhere in Hamilton County, it helps to have someone on your side who understands both the financial and practical sides of new construction. Again, I'm Greg Bashenow. I specialize in helping buyers navigate the new construction process here in Westfield throughout Hamilton County. If you found this helpful and want more insights into buying, building, evaluating new construction homes in this area, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you're currently exploring new construction and want to talk through your options, feel free to reach out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.